today we are going to get into our final request, and this one again is going to come from our great friend, our real pal, our real good old buddy pal, Rana. And I've said this about her a few times, where ever since she has joined the Foxtrot family, she has been a very just bright and encouraging light in the Foxtrot family. And every time that she shows up, everybody's very excited to see her. And yeah, we just love having Rana around. So she gave us a lot of great suggestions of things to check out on this channel. She's the one who's gotten me on Sleep Token for the first time. She's the one who introduced me to Raye and really kind of pushed me on Raye the hardest. So again, when I said that I wanted to get into another Raye song, she goes, Johnny, I got you. I know everything about Raye. I know everything there is to know about Raye and her catalog. So I will be sure to push you in the right direction. So today we're going to be checking out the song that she did with Hans Zimmer, and the song is called Mother Nature. So let's go ahead and check it out.
Good morning. Mother Nature painted the sky for us this dawning. She took some crimson reds and melts them into oranges. She hides the moon behind the curtain, safe out of sight. Then she'll open them up to prepare for the night. As she breathes and she blows, the trees, they stretch their arms as they dance, they rehearsed it. The ocean roars like 1,000 lions standing proud. Oh, Mother Nature, you're just showing off now.
I really like that line, forgive us, Mother Nature, for we know not what we do. That very like biblical like line right there, really kind of just the idea of like her kind of singing a song to the idea of like Mother Nature and like the earth and just the universe in general, and of life that way. Where I think this is like a really cool song, where I think somebody mentioned that this was a kind of like an introduction to like a Earth or Planet Earth show, which definitely totally makes sense. It's really beautiful that way. I really like the idea of the concept of kind of like the human perspective, kind of writing to like Mother Nature about kind of like what is transpired in like the world. It kind of really takes you out of like the mindset of, for a moment, especially with this visual, where it kind of took me out of the mindset of like modern society, if you will, like really just kind of looking at Earth in the scientific sides of the earth that way. Like not all the man-made things, not all the concrete and the buildings, but all the trees and the mountains and the rivers and the oceans, like all the things that were here before we really were. So this is not, I wouldn't say typically something that I would listen to in terms of like just kind of like an everyday kind of playlist, but I do like the overall sound of this, and I like the just hearing Raye's voice do this song. I think it was just like a really cool thing for her to kind of do, and it was something that was just different from like what I've known of her and her artwork. So this is one of those things where if somebody normally paints pictures of the mountains and they come over here and paint a picture of a sunset, the sunset isn't always going to be as great as what you know when they paint mountains. So but I like this sunset picture. Like, it's just really pretty. It's really great. It's a cool, unique thing that I wouldn't want to see a lot of people do. So I like the fact that Raye's the one that did it.
But in the dress of green and blue, she still turns, and she still turns, and she still turns. And so she will provide for as long as she can. She'll be beautiful, so beautiful, for as much as she can stand. Forgive us, Mother Nature, for we know not what we do. But in a dress of green and blue, she still turns. Oh, she still turns, and she still
I really like the way that they kind of like again the lyrical content with this one, where it kind of reminded me where it almost kind of felt like you could kind of almost relate it to the idea of like just a woman and women going through society as well, where like the idea of like the loving nature of like women who bear children, like Mother Nature, if you will. So like when you are a mother figure and you have these things where you have these children and these things like that, where you know you're going to do all these things for you, where I kind of drove some of those parallels in that translation kind of with that lyrical content of, even though we're talking about one thing with like the earth and Mother Nature and all that, I kind of saw some of those parallels kind of together with just the idea of womanhood and motherhood at the same time. So I thought that was really cool and just really pretty. And again, a nice journey from Raye, and something unique and different that I didn't really think that she really even kind of had it in her repertoire. So very, very different for me, but I liked it. I thought it was great, and it gave me something interesting to think about. And yeah, it was good. The little pop up of Raye for like the sub and at the end of the video kind of made me chuckle a little bit though. It was like all of a sudden she just kind of showed up in the middle of space, just kind of floating off in the distance. But yeah, the last thing that I had really about that song was the idea of the keeping on the world keeps on spinning, the world keeps on turning. The same thing kind of like when it comes to equating it to our lives, where no matter how shitty things get, no matter how bad things get, like even what I've been talking about all night, where like, you know, how no matter how bad the last couple of weeks has been for me or any of you else out there that have expressed kind of the same things, where no matter how bad it's felt, it's still going to get better. The world's going to keep spinning, and tomorrow is a new day. And not every day we're going to wake up and tomorrow is going to be better. Sometimes it's going to be worse than it was today. But that is the idea of like the world's going to keep on spinning, and we got to keep on spinning too. And we got to keep putting our best foot forward each and every day, the best that we can. And I know that each and every day is tough, but you're not alone. We're in this together. And you know, as long as you guys are here and you guys are around, I will be too. So thank you, Rana, for the suggestion. I thought this was a great way to kind of end the night. So thank you again for pushing me in the direction of Raye. So even if I might have asked for it. So I appreciate you.